At first, this was unthinkable. Remember, they started out by saying that, well, we're just starting first Damascus and then Jerusalem. The blessed revolution is going to start with Damascus, and then the Mujahideen are going to roll out. They're going to roll out to Jerusalem. We're going to free the Palestinians. We're going to free Masjid al-Aqsa. This is the kind of delusional rhetoric that was coming out of the HTS and Jolani fanboys. But now, like, forget about, we're not even going to defend ourselves against encroaching IDF, encroaching Israel. We're not going to defend ourselves against Israel literally bombing our capital. We're not going to defend ourselves from that, let alone, have any kind of posture against Israel. In fact, we're opening our entire country up for the United States. So I'm just shocked at how delusional these people can be. And eventually, normalization with Israel, that's a foregone conclusion. That's a foregone conclusion. It's already, if you normalize economically with the United States, that is normalizing with Israel economically. Like, is there a meaningful distinction between normalizing with the United States, full economic normalization with the United States, and normalizing with Israel? Because it's not just that the US has lifted sanctions. Ahmed Shara, the president, is inviting Donald Trump to build Trump Tower in Damascus. This is what was reported, and not only did the Syrian government not deny these reports, next day they're taking smiling photo ops with Donald Trump. So Shara is inviting Donald Trump to build Trump Tower in Damascus. Meanwhile, earlier this year, Donald Trump was saying that, we're going to take over the Gaza Strip, and we're going to build a golden Trump Tower right in the middle of Gaza. We're going to have a beautiful beaches and hotels and casinos in Gaza when we take over. That's what Trump was saying a few months ago. Now, Ahmed Shara is saying, we're going to build Trump Tower in Damascus. We're going to build a beautiful pillar of capitalism right in Damascus, and we invite the U.S. to come and invest in our oil and our petroleum infrastructure. Like, he's inviting full economic normalization of the U.S. That's essentially the same as normalizing with Israel economically. Like, this is the thing that people don't understand. It's not like normalization with Israel is something that's black and white. You're either normalized or you don't. It's a gradient. It's a spectrum. So even countries that haven't technically normalized with Israel, they haven't signed the Abraham Accords, that doesn't mean they have no economic and diplomatic relations with Israel. It's a gradient. And Saudi is the best example of that. Saudi Arabia has not signed on to the Abraham Accords. And they put the condition that, we're not going to sign the Abraham Accords until there's recognition of Palestinian statehood. And they've left it very vague. And it seems like it becomes even more symbolic as time goes by. But that normalization with Israel is not preventing Saudi from signing a $140 billion arms deal with the United States and $1 trillion investment into AI. With Saudi, it was $600 billion, I think. $500 or $600 billion investment in AI in the United States. That's not technically a defense contract, but that AI is primarily going to be used for intelligence and military applications. That's what Saudi is really interested in with AI. So billions of dollars in weapons, one of the largest weapons deals signed ever, was signed yesterday. But that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump was in Riyadh, to sign this multi-billion-dollar weapons deal and to have this $500 billion investment agreed to, investing in the United States. Who do you think owns these companies? Who do you think runs these companies that are getting billions of dollars from Saudi Arabia? What do you think their religion is? What do you think their ideology is? You might think that they're Zionists. And the summit, I'm going to show you a clip from the summit in just a second, this investment, U.S.-Saudi investment summit that happened yesterday, and Donald Trump gave a 51-minute long speech. You had the executive of BlackRock, hardcore Jewish Zionist. You had Elon Musk, the buddy of Netanyahu. He was there sitting right behind MBS. You had the CEO of NVIDIA, another hardcore Zionist. You had all of these Zionist CEOs, billionaires. You had Sam Altman, the Jewish Zionist CEO of OpenAI. These are the people that are sitting there with Donald Trump and MBS. And Shara as well, presumably, was in the city while this is all happening. So what's the difference between having full normalization with Israel versus allowing all of these Zionist companies to have strong economic control of your country? If Saudi Arabia has $1 trillion tied up with these Zionist companies that are all economically tied to Saudi Arabia, do you think that they're going to make political decisions that are going to threaten that money, that those hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars? Do you think that they're going to make political decisions that could possibly harm any of those contracts or harm any of those economic ties? No. So these things go hand in hand. Politics and economics, politics and business go hand in hand. You really can't distinguish. And this is what some people don't understand. There's a spectrum when it comes to Zionist normalization, Israel normalization. Saudi doesn't need to sign a paper and say, yeah, we're signed on to the Abraham Accords. That's not required. Just doing the business deals, just opening up yourself to these kinds of economic ties and normalizing economically with the United States is enough. That's more than enough to be in the pocket and to be controlled by Israel.